All right, so we're back with another episode of Biz Mindz, and today we have Jamie Caruso, the owner of Salon Lusso. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jamie.
Thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure.
Of course. So, Jamie, how did you make your way to the Naples area?
So I went to college in Manhattan. I went to the Fashion Institute of Technology, and my best friend from college moved here in September of 2007.
2007.
That's how I found it, yeah.
And so, officially, how long have you been living in Naples?
5 years.
5 years in Naples?
Yes.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your work history and how did you come to open up Salon Lusso?
So I worked at a very prestigious hair salon in New Jersey. It's still there. One of the best. And we had fantastic training and education. As far as you could go in this business, they push you, and it's phenomenal. I mean, you start as an apprentice and you have to work your way up, and it takes a long time. Only the strong survive. And when I moved here to Naples in 2019, I worked at a very small salon in East Naples, and I started to see a market of, it was a very luxurious salon that I came from, and I would shop around town. I just would come and get blowouts. So, I never really said who I was or what I do. And I saw a niche of bringing like a little bit of like a New York, New Jersey, Manhattan flair here on many different levels, from the quality of service, customer service, the types of product lines that we offer, the level of expertise. And I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because it's here. Naples is a very special place. Would you guys agree, right?
Yeah, sure.
We live in a very, very pristine bubble here. I love it. I never want to leave. I don't like the cold, so this is
I agree.
Right?
Yeah, 100%. And do you think that right now customer service is not that high?
Correct. I think for all businesses.
Yeah,
I don't think just for mine, right?
No, for everything.
Yeah.
Except Chick-fil-A.
Oh my God. And Starbucks, actually.
Great point, yeah.
Starbucks is,
Starbucks.
stepping up.
Yeah.
They have excellent customer service. You never really get like a disgruntled Starbucks employee.
Yeah.
They're always very sweet and very kind.
Right.
That is true.
Right?
Especially, like you said, Chick-fil-A is actually a really interesting model just because it's ran by kids, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. What do you think? Why do you think is that customer service right now, or what do you think is after COVID, or have you always seen customer service on the low, or?
I feel like that's a loaded question. So where I come from in the Northeast, there's lots of demands, right? Lots of demanding clients, and demanding clients are all over the world, and not just in New Jersey. But I do feel like our customer service was held a little higher, had a little bit of, there was a little more respect between the client and customer and the consumer. The business itself, right? Their employees. So I know that where I came from, if you were not nice to a client, you were spoken to. You went up in that office immediately. I mean, in seconds. Even though our boss always had our back, I feel like here, sometimes I've noticed, especially in Southwest Florida, a lot of the employees tend to treat the customer as if they're the ones, right? You should be grateful that the customer is coming to you. Every ounce of business, right? There's an old saying, right? No, there's no such thing as bad publicity. There's some truth to that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we all know, as we just discussed.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have a hard time with that. I feel like I've been here a lot of places, and whether it's at a restaurant or a retail store, and sometimes you walk in, you're like, I've been here for 20 minutes. I just walked out of places. Yeah. I'm like, I couldn't even find somemean.
Yeah.
Or like they're annoyed that I asked them for a drink. Like, I don't know, could you look in the back? Like if somebody came to my salon like, Jamie, I need this hair product. And I just said, no, I don't have it. Like, I would get on a friggin' ladder and climb in the attic to see if it was there. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like there's not that sense of urgency. Right? And every client should be treated the same. There's no difference, one from the other. They should all be given the same level of customer service. And that was very important to me when I opened my business.
So, I don't know why I feel that after COVID, customer service went down for some reason.
Yes, to go back to finish what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think after COVID, life has just changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, life itself.
Yeah.
For some reason,
People
I don't
don't
know
really
what it
wanna
has.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts at the top too.
Correct.
Like the usually when the employees suck, the business owner sucks.
Yes. It's a change
true.
command.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the employees need direction, and you need to be talking to everybody, or the team needs to regroup every once in a while so that everybody's on the same page, and you filter out certain people. Of course, certain industries are tougher than others with hiring. Like the food industry is really tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it starts from the top always a lot, like most of the times.
Do you guys hear a lot from people? I feel like I hear it quite often. Like, I don't know, you just can't find anybody to work, right? That's what everybody says.
Yes, everybody's been saying
I
that.
don't understand that at all.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm
baffled when people say it.
When we were in the food industry, anytime we needed to hire somebody, we hired somebody like the next week.
Same.
And I think I asked, and it's funny because we talk with a lot of business owners.
Yeah.
And they'll say, I can't find anybody. Did you post like a job listing anywhere? No. I'm like, well, how do you?
They're not just going to come to you because they have dreams about your business.
And I tell them like, what's the job? Indeed, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, did you post something on Indeed? What's Indeed?
Yeah.
I might try that.
Yeah.
You'll probably have a bunch of applications the next day.
You know what's funny? You just said this. This is free. I mean, yes, you all pay for your cell phone bill, correct?
Right.
You all pay for that. Go on Instagram.
Yeah.
You guys see me. I just go on Instagram and I talk like I'm talking to my friends. Hey, we're looking for an assistant.
Yeah.
It's literally free. Just go on Instagram.
Yeah.
Go on Facebook or whatever the little TikToker things that I do, whatever.
Yeah.
Just
We used to actually post on Facebook. I don't know if they still have the feature, but you could post a job listing and you could put some money behind it so it reaches some people.
of course.
As an ad, but it's a job listing.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a bunch of applications and you can actually see people's profiles. So
You basically had the CV right in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So there's so many ways to go about it, but yeah, I think that
Or get out there and just speak to people. I talk to people everywhere I go. You guys know that. Everywhere. Starbucks, CVS, Ace Hardware. They're my best friends. I love that. Just talk to them. You never know. Like, what if they're like, hey, my grandkid's moving from
Yeah, you never know.
Chicago, New Jersey, California. She just got her cosmetology license. She's like, great, give her my number. Like, it's that simple, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to, I mean, if you want it bad enough, you'll find it.
But you're different. You're different because when we
I hope so.
in a good way. No, but
A good different.
When we had that event, the event that we actually met,
Yes.
you just came in. I remember Mino. He said
Massimo.
Maximo.
Max.
I had there's Jamie's. Like he was talking to me like we knew each other, but we didn't, right? So he's like, Jamie's here. Do you think she can come in? She couldn't get she was last minute. She couldn't get a ticket. I'm like, yeah, of course, just bring her in. So you came in and you literally walked in and it felt like we knew each other for so long, like with everybody, with everybody. So just, your personality is different. So it might be easier for you to kind of connect with a lot of people. But what do you think about the people that are usually, I'm not good with, around people, or I don't like to talk to that many people. Do you think that reduces the possibilities of your growth?
Correct. 100%.
Right?
Every hand you shake, every smile you give somebody walking down the street, I mean, everything is an opportunity. So I think it has to do a lot with your mindset, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could have met the guy that was carrying, he was carrying a lot of things. He had to hold the door for me. Up here, he looked like he was going to build a stage. I don't know. I'm just saying everything is a possibility or an opportunity, and I feel like not enough people just have to open their eyes and say, there's opportunity around you everywhere you go, every place you stop, you see, every person you talk to.
Yes.
I agree.
Every plane you sit on, car, traffic light you sit,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel like I never want to feel like I didn't do enough. You guys know you're the same way. We're doers.
Yeah.
Doers and fixers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're trying to win, you have a lot of urgency
Yes.
with everything you do. but that's if you have, high goals and you're always trying to win. And a lot of people are not like that,
No.
They settle.
Yeah.
They reach the goal and then they just stay there. Are you the kind of person that you always want more?
Every day. Every morning. I am not okay. Like, there's no content in me. I'm not content with being content.
So Salon Lusso is your first salon.
Yes.
So your first business, right?
Truly, yeah.
Okay.
So and I'm going to say something for the record because everyone. So my maiden name is Della Sala. That's my childhood, and then I married my ex-husband Caruso, and everyone thought I named Lusso after my last name, but Lusso actually means luxury in Italian.
Oh, and you know what's funny is I thought that sounds so catchy, like it goes with your name.
Yeah. I thought it was
It actually
Put it
does.
together.
yeah. That's what I thought it was. For your last name.
I thought it was like it just rhymes, but no, that's even better.
I have something to say. I just thought of it. So a very wise woman, she's no longer with us, said something to me so long ago that is so true. And she says, if you need something done, you give it to the busiest person.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. That's great.
That's why
advice.
we always give everything to you.
You know why? Because when people say like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have time to call. Bullshit. You had time. Everybody
has time.
Do you have hours? No, maybe you don't have hours.
Yeah.
But when you start breaking down 24 hours a day, how long do you sleep? How long do you sit on your phone? How long do you sit on Instagram? What do you read?
I feel like we just
Do you bring your phone in the bathroom? Because we all know everybody does that one.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
Right?
I even do the math on on paper.
He's done it to everyone in the family.
Yes.
And it's like, you break it down and at the end it's like, you have time. There's no excuse.
Yeah, I'm like you have 86 hours left.
You say like I didn't have time to call you back.
No.
It's not.
You didn't want to call me back.
You didn't want to call me back. Or at
Everybody has
that
time.
day,
Even the
that
president
person
has
wasn't
time.
as important to you that day. There's nothing. That sounded very negative. I didn't mean it that way, but you know what I mean. Like you had so many other things.
Yes.
That was not
Your priority.
I
not a
wish
priority that day.
Yeah.
I wish everybody was at the level that we can say, hey, look, you were not my priority today, but I'll call you back tomorrow. But everybody will take it very personal.
Offensive.
So I do believe in priorities, right? And sometimes you're busy. You can still call, but now I'm going to take the time for me to kind of, put myself back together from a busy day. Mm-hmm. So this is my time now, because I think that it's very important also to have your time,
Yes.
like every single day, you have a busy day and then you have an hour to call everybody that said, no, if that's your time, you're busy. You're busy on that hour, because if not, you get lost in the game of, always, calling people and I just think that everything needs to be balanced, and that's the whole challenge of also in business, trying to balance everything in life. Yeah,
mm-hmm. Everything's a balance. I always say that. I always tell Shay that.
It's funny. There's a very famous female entrepreneur that she's very authentic, and she says what she feels and what she thinks. And she said, whoever made up the saying work-life balance is full of shit. There's no such thing. You just do what you can every day. That's what you do. But she's like, who's going to wake up and be like, I'm going to give 2 hours to my husband, 2 hours to my kids, like 2 hours to my
Who
business.
is it? Who's the...
Sandra Sumter.
An entrepreneur.
Because now that you said that, I feel like
Sandra.
I don't know if it's that person, but you remind me of the woman that invented Skinny Girl. Is that
Bethany Frankel?
Yes, you remind me of Bethany.
Thank you.
like, and now that you said that, I don't know. Yeah, you remind me of Bethany. Like, you have that personality. She was on Shark Tank. Do you remember?
Yes. And she was on that Housewives show. Yes. She's funny.
You're giving me her vibes. You have her personality now.
I think listen, like, I'm like,
She's
very love her.
hilarious.
Like, you love her, you hate me, She, like,
Yes,
I like her. 'Cause,
that's like her.
When people are just saying what they're like, I have such an appreciation. Like, I never try to pretend something that I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just not. I beat to my own drum.
But that is true. You either love me or hate me.
Yeah.
In between.
And it's okay. You're allowed to have whatever feeling you want.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah,
whatever.
we actually had a conversation, a long conversation, right, with your dad. And I was always like, we were, debating on black, white, or gray. Mm-hmm. And I said, I like to be on the white side or the black side. I don't like to be on the gray side. Like, it's either I like it or I don't. I don't want to be in between. And he's like, yeah, but sometimes you have to do a little bit of gray. And I'm like, yeah, that's
You have to
fine.
be a little bit of gray.
But how about you tell me the results from gray? You know, and then he's like, well, yeah, it never really works. And I'm like, why would I want to aim for that? You know,
Right.
so, but when you're a black and white person, sometimes a lot of people like you, but a lot of people don't, because usually people don't like someone that's correct, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a good conversation.
So are you? So kind of switching it up a little bit. Are you excited about opening up your first
Oh my
business?
God, yes. You know, in my head, I already built another one, right?
What does being successful in business look like to you before opening up? Well, you're open, right?
Yeah, we're open.
The whole thing, yeah.
We're open.
What does being successful look like to you in business?
Well, I think that success is up to the individual.
Yes.
Right? It's like when somebody uses the word rich. I mean, does your zeros, have more, whatever.
Yeah.
Rich is inside. You know, like, I mean, truly, I feel rich.
To
Like,
you,
I feel
to you,
fulfilled.
what's successful?
Fulfilling every dream and goal that I have. And I want to know that I could go on for it. I could write a novel about this. Okay, there we go. So I know, like, at the end of the day, when it's my time, I want everyone that I loved and everyone that has come in my path to, like, look back and, like, she was the best boss I ever had. Like, so I have a very, 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 very big mentor of mine, a man, he lives in New Jersey. He is a powerhouse. He has done so many things in his life. He's achieved so many things. He mentored me and didn't even know it for a long time. And he said that to me, and he said to me, Jamie, I just want to know at the end of the day, like, my staff one day will look back like he was the best boss I ever had. And I genuinely want that, because we've all worked for people that we loved and hated, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh God, she's such a bitch. You know, like, her, he's here again.
yeah.
I never want someone to feel that way. I've also been an employee for a great boss. I'm like, oh, he's the best. So when you have that mentor in front of you and you're like, oh my God, I just want to be like them, everything flows, right? Because they want to be like you. They want to learn from you. They want to grow from you. You love them, they'll love you. You give respect, you get respect. It's just how life goes. It's not just in business. That's in anything, right? So I just want my staff to always feel like, man, like, she's the best. Like, I'll do anything for her, because I would do anything for them. I feel like, well, you guys know, we just talked about this. I feel like they're all my kids. I don't have children. So I genuinely, like, love them. Like, I feel like my claws come out if something happens to them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so success to me is just, it's on the inside, right? I mean, we can all have photo shoots and do all these things and be on the covers and have articles written about us. But success is when you find, like, love, peace, happiness, a passion, and a purpose.
I love that.
How important is money to you?
I like very expensive things. My salon is called Lusso. Did you forget? Of course it is, but it doesn't make life. Money's great. Everybody needs it. It definitely makes life easier, for sure.
Do you think money brings happiness?
No.
You don't think money buys happiness?
You can buy everything.
This is a very tricky
Yeah.
You can
question.
buy anything you want. You can't buy happiness.
I feel like,
It can help,
yeah.
but it doesn't fulfill your heart on the inside.
I feel like we've always heard that money can't buy happiness, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Since
have you
kids.
ever heard anybody
happiness isn't
say,
a tangible thing.
yeah, but for certain
nobody-
experiences, you need money to buy it.
Money definitely helps. Absolutely. And
Like to experience things on a certain, just different experiences in general.
Yes.
Like, let's say a trip,
Yes.
right? Or you always hear people that come from no money, and then they start to make money, and they buy their family a home or their parents a home, right? And it's like, I don't know. I think it's such a fine line, but I do think honestly that money does, to an extent, buy happiness. I think if you're not happy without money, you're not going to be happy with money. But I think that we've always heard, like I've always heard from, even when I was little, money doesn't buy happiness. Always. Like, I've never heard the opposite. But
true.
then I've seen, like, we've done things with family and experiences that's like, if you don't have money, you can't, and that's talking about it, like buying experiences, but just simple things like not being able to pay the bills. You're definitely not happy there. But yeah, I don't know.
It definitely opens doors for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a loaded question.
Yeah.
It is. Can it really buy on the inside? Like, no, but can it can buy you experiences that you never would have a chance to experience without money. So I maybe I retract what I said. It's 50-50. It's like, it is.
That's what we said.
If I didn't have money, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah, because if you think more in depth about the question, then you realize, I can't do a lot of things if I don't have the money. So then that wouldn't make me happy.
It's kind of crazy because almost every I would guess that if you ask that to a lot of people, the first instinct thing is to say no.
Yeah.
But we've always heard that.
But the tricky thing that I always think of is, why are people like famous people, the Kardashians, like people like that they're not happy? And they say that they always say that they suffer so much from anxiety. They're always, at their psychologist or psychiatrist, one of those two. Like they're always going through things. And I'm like, you have it all. Why aren't you just happy? But there's something that's empty in there. So
and that's the flip side.
It doesn't buy happiness,
Yeah.
I see it a little different. I think that it doesn't buy happiness. I think it maximizes everything. Like if you're a happy person and then you start making money, then you're going to use that tool for others to make you happy. Like it's going to be just a tool. Mm-hmm. But if you're empty, you're going to use it the same way. You're just going to fulfill that emptiness, and you're just going to get worse. So I think it's a maxi. How would you say, maximizer?
Yeah, like it amplifies.
It amplifies
who you are.
Who you are. Yes, that's exactly what.
That's a great word.
Yeah, yeah.
Amplify.
Yeah, who you are. So
I threw it out there.
Sorry, I'm taking credit back.
Jamie, that was me.
I'm going to redirect the credit.
I was like, I said a big word.
Oh.
Are you okay? So you guys are open, and where do you see Salon Lusso in 5 years from now? What's the vision?
So now you're telling me you want me to give up my secrets. In 6 months, I would like to be expanding.
In 6 months, not even 5.
I love
5
that.
years, 6 months.
I love it.
Yeah.
Not even a year.
No. I literally, the great story, I literally signed my lease and I was in the unit. I'm like, yeah, so the second one. And like,
I love that.
my friend was like, what?
Can you just enjoy this one for now?
No, I enjoy it all.
How long have the people been in the units next to yours?
My landlord is to the left.
Okay.
I actually don't know the answer to that. I think they recently purchased that building within like the past 5 years. And then the unit to the right, you guys know you've been there. That is a temporary lease. It's a construction company that's building the new golf strip playhouse. They're leasing that temporarily for like a couple of years.
Oh, well, then there you go. Maybe they finish early or something.
She's like,
so yes, I want to expand as quick as I can.
Can you build one in North Naples?
You want one
closer to us?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a great name. Salon Lusso.
Thank you.
It is super
Thank
cute.
you.
Do you think your ex-husband is probably like, oh, she's thinking of me?
No, he's a great guy.
Naming my salon after me.
I mean, I'm not legally divorced yet, but and for the record, he's a wonderful person. I don't have a bad word to say about him. He's such a good. I had a great life with him.
Great.
And I would like to build a school, cosmetology school.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Is there
That's a big goal of
anything
mine.
in Naples?
Yeah, there are. There are plenty. Yeah.
Really?
So, and I'm sure everyone has heard the name Vidal Sassoon, right? You've seen their like products in CVS, whatever. But the Vidal Sassoon was like the ultimate. He was like the Steve Jobs of hair. You know, he created back. I don't know when it was the 50s or 60s, whatever. I always say he's like the Harvard of hair. You know, he created academies. The first academy was in London. It's still there. Vidal Sassoon. They closed in the U.S. recently. COVID had put them out. So the salon that I came from, and Joe, Joe that works with me, we were Vidal Sassoon trained. So it is the best education. Like those guys and girls that go through a Vidal Sassoon academy come out top notch.
Isn't it incredible how everything can be turned into a business and just become so big?
Just have to think. You have to think. Some people live in a little box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like
that's
there's
on the goal.
schools for hair. It's just crazy.
Yes. And it's funny. Hairstylists have always been known, not really have always been given like the best names, like you can be successful making microphones, anything. I mean, there are some very, very, very extraordinary wealthy hairstylists. They just push the limits, and that's what I intend to do. So I want to start a school, maybe a product line, tie it in with a couple of things.
So you want to just keep building it big.
Build an empire.
Make your own name
that.
in the hair industry.
I love that.
That's great.
I don't have children. I need something to leave to my godson.
Tell us a little bit what you think about business. Business is a roller coaster, right? Since you started, building and trying to get your own place, what are your thoughts about so far? Even if you're like 2 days into business, what are your thoughts about, what's coming up in business?
Well, my mind is, you guys already know, my mind is always on the next. So I'm like, okay, all right, we'll handle this situation. Let's fix it. And then we'll do this. I am not as experienced as you guys or most people. I'm very young in the business world, right? I just know that every day, every minute, every second, every phone call, every text message, every client, every Instagram, like everything is a learning curve, right? You always learn, and you get screwed along the way too. You've been there. And like we were saying earlier, I had that one day, and that was so unlike me. But then I woke up and I came back and I was like, you know what? I forgot who I was today. I'm back. I think business, if you are willing to take on the challenge, it's so rewarding in so many ways. Even the hard days, though.
Yeah.
I got through building this, I'm like, all right, let's do it again. It wasn't that hard, because you learn every time you learn something, right?
Yeah.
I learned a lot about fire penetration.
Have you ever had a bad day that you're like, screw this, I'm going to go back to work for someone. I can't do business anymore.
No, never. I was built for this.
Yeah.
I feel it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And you know what? I feel sorry for people that ever have that. I know there are days we feel defeated or overwhelmed. I definitely have had very overwhelming days. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I still go home and I look up and I always say thank you because this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have a lot of experience under your belt going into business. Sometimes people go into business with no experience.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever told you this, so my soon-to-be ex-husband, he owned a gym in New Jersey for a long time, 7 years. He was very smart. He taught me a lot. Massimo, one of my best friends, I love that man to death and his family. He taught me a lot.
Who doesn't love Massimo?
Oh my God. He's the Bethany Frankel of men.
Really?
Yes, he says whatever he wants. But not in he's not an asshole.
Yeah.
Only in Google.
Only Google destroyed him.
We talked about that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Every person that comes into me, right? You guys have taught me things. Everybody has. It's just, I think business is great if you are willing to do it. It's not for everyone.
No.
It's not for everyone, for sure.
No.
But I love it, and I will do it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I love it some way.
Yeah, we feel the same way for sure. No matter what.
What are your feelings on business?
Me?
Yeah.
Let's see, wheel camera stuff. Oh, that one. That's fine. Me? I don't know. I've been in business for many years, and I think I was in one of the toughest industries, and I've seen it all. I think that it was so easy for me to quit many times, but it wasn't me, and it wasn't what I wanted for my family. And for sure, I always, since very little, I will play marbles, and I will go out with one marble, beat everybody, get all their marbles, and sell it back to them. Like I always had that mentality, of selling, creating. So it's hard when you put someone that likes to create and bring value to others into a shoebox, right? Because that's how he feels. Like every time I worked for other people, I literally felt like I could lead better. I could do more for me. Not better than somebody else, but for me, like in my own world, we all think we're the best, right? In your own world, you should be the best,
right?
So that was always the mentality. But in business, yes, it's not for everybody. I think you're gonna get hurt a lot. But it's just once you understand that it's part of the game, then you just digest it so different, But of course, the early punches are the ones that hurt the most, and then you just get immune, and then you learn that the more you grow, and every time you put yourself in a position of growth or leadership, you're always going to get into conflict, because that's just how it works. So once you play with those rules, I think that the journey becomes easier. And if you're in an industry that it's super hard, once you go into another industry, everything gets easier and it's faster. You start building so much faster. So yeah, those are my thoughts about business. I think, but success is measured in business. It's measured on a daily.
Yes.
You never reach success. It's on a daily. So you have to keep pushing, and never take it for granted. Because literally the business depends on what you do every single day.
Yes.
So it's not gonna be driven by itself. So you really have to never stop. And when you do, you just make sure that you have the right system and the right people around you.
You need a team.
Yes.
Yeah.
The old saying, teamwork makes the dream work. I mean, it's true. I mean, I think Joe and Zoe and my sister know, like, I literally could never be in this seat if it wasn't for them. They are like, it makes me emotional, honestly. Sometimes when I'm not going to go much further because I probably will get upset, but they are like, they're worth more than their weight in gold to me.
Yeah. Especially as you grow and start to scale.
Yeah.
Like it's just the people that are in the business that matter the most. And it's just like, how do you put them in the best position possible? And then that's very hard as a business owner and very tricky, because there's so many fine lines in business. Like, you want to do so much, but hey, this we probably can't yet,
Yes.
And finding people that understand that. But like you said, I think there's opportunity everywhere for anybody, whether you're a business owner or you can provide value to a starting business. And very early on, if you become really valuable, then you can grow with that business, and it can open up more doors within that business for you. So I feel like there's opportunity for everybody, because not everybody's built or should be a business owner. It's just, there's a lot of things that go into it that I think don't trend like the cool things do. But there is a place to bring value, whether you're the business owner or the people that are like going on that business journey with the owner and growing.
Yes.
Anything that you guys want to touch on? Jamie, anything that you want to...
Actually, yeah, there was a few things I was thinking when you guys were both speaking. So you guys are in a very unique situation, right? You guys have your family. This is your family. And there's nothing like it, right? I mean, blood can be thicker than water, but can also not be. Your family is what you make of it, right? Mm-hmm. But you guys, I think everyone who comes your way should be blessed to have met you guys and share their life with you and your life with them, because you guys are wonderful people, and it shows on the inside and the outside in everything that you guys do. And this is unique. This doesn't always happen,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So it says a lot about who you guys are.
Thank you.
No, it really does. I mean, that's powerful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yep. Always trying to find ways to help people,
Yes.
in one way or the other. I think that we really believe that when you do things as a team, you grow. I knew someone that we don't talk anymore, but I've always said, how about we get that location, different owners, right? That location, and we all promote what we do because it's different days together. That way, it's a bigger audience. And that person always thought about, no, because that's gonna take from my day. Yeah. So that, I think that you also learn from people that, like I always say, if there's someone that I don't want to be like that person, I'm learning, right? Because I'm learning how to not be like that. So, but I see that every time that you work as a team, you meet people, you collaborate with people, like there's no way to lose.
No.
Like you can't lose, you know?
Because you don't have a losing mentality.
Yeah, it's like you're adding all the time. And we've met, I think this year, out of my whole life, I think I've met so many people this year.
This year, yeah.
We met so many people, and we were able to help many and also connect others, right? And I think that's especially in business.
Relationship
capital.
Relationships is number one.
Yeah.
In every way.
Yeah. Like in the food industry, it was something that we didn't do. We were in there all day, every day, and we weren't building up relationship capital. But now, in these last couple of years, we've really taken that into, like, that's probably top priority for us is just relationship capital.
Connections.
So, yeah, how can we create strong relationships? How can we bring value, and not focus so much on the dollar transaction, but more the relationship currency? Because I feel like that in the long run opens up a lot of opportunities and just different things. Switching gears a little bit and going a little more.
Last thing I want to say, that's what I want to say. So everyone, the people say find your purpose, right, in life. Yeah. But really, it's your passion, because your passion is what lights you up and ignites you on the inside. And you can see if someone has passion or not. It's very easy to pinpoint. Yeah. And that passion is what gives you the purpose. And your purpose, everyone's purpose is the same. Mm-hmm. Our purpose is to share our passion, right, with the world.
I love that. Yeah. Because I wanted to know your thoughts on this, because you touched on that. What happens if your passion doesn't pay?
That's what I was just going to say.
Passion.
Then it's not your true
passion.
Passion.
Success and money always comes when you have your true passion.
I love that answer.
It's true.
That makes so much sense.
You guys know I'm an avid reader. I read a lot. You've seen some of my posts and stuff. And I don't read novels. I don't read, love stories. I read a lot about the subconscious mind, psychology, and business all the time. And is some of the things in all the books true? No, it's somebody's opinion or words or writer or whoever writes the books, But I take pieces of each of them. And part of that purpose and passion was in a very good book I think everyone should read, and it's called Limitless by Jim Quick. It's fabulous. And I always knew, I took a business coaching course a long time ago, and that they weighed very heavy in on that. But this solidified it, and it's an excellent book if you're a reader.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, Limitless. It's great. It's great.
Love it. So, Jamie, I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions. Sure. These are pretty random, but they're fun questions.
I love these.
What digital or software tools do you use daily to make your life easier?
An iPhone.
So that answers my next question. iPhone or Android?
Get your green text the hell out of here. Yeah. Screws up every effing group chat.
It almost feels like annoying. You have no signal every time you send
yeah. If you can only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, I hate this question. There's too many.
Minos.
In Naples, Florida, Minos.
Winter or summer?
We live in Florida. Summer.
That's why she moved.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Do you prefer the beach or pool?
Beach.
Fifth Ave or Mercado?
Ooh, Fifth.
Yeah.
3rd Street, actually.
If you can only work 2 hours a week, what would you do in those 2 hours?
Kill it.
If you could have lunch with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Come on.
I told him
This one is the emotional question.
I gotta go.
I told him to delete this question. I told him.
That's probably one of the best questions there because
But he
we've made
likes it.
a couple people cry with that question. Believe it or not, not meaning to do it.
So if you cry, it's okay.
We're used to it.
That is not a rap. I can't give you a rapid answer. Oh my God. What am I, dead or alive? Shit. That's a tough one.
Yes,
You can skip if you want.
We might go back to that. We're going to go back to that.
What's your favorite restaurant in Naples?
Minos. Come on.
When you think of the word successful, who comes to mind?
One of my mentors, Bob Proctor.
If you can choose any other career path, what would it be?
There isn't one.
No.
What's been your best investment?
Myself.
What's a bad piece of advice you've heard people telling others?
What's a bad piece of advice you heard people telling others? I hate when people say you can't do it. No, you can't do that.
yeah.
Try me.
Love it. Jamie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
today.
No, thank you guys. You're the best. I wish I could do this every day.
Thank you.
This is
Thank
fun.
you so much.
Close the salon.
Actually, we going back to that question.
Do you want to
before
go
we
back
wrap
to
up?
If you'd
There's
like.
a lot of great answers. Oh, I have so many answers I could give that. I mean, like your family's a given thing. That's like a Honestly, I would like to have lunch with Bob Proctor. That was the business coaching program. He passed away recently. I would have loved to have lunch with him or Rob Dyrdek. I love Rob.
Yeah, he's good. His podcast is good.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Yeah. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those would be my two answers. Bob Proctor or Rob Dyrdek.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Jamie.
Thank you guys. You're amazing. What a crew over here.